Alright, I need to stay away from swaps. I went to a local swap today and thought about setting up a table and getting rid of some of my Dayton leftover stuff, but I didn't feel like it. But I ended up going to the swap and of course spending more money. Just what I needed to do. Not set up a table and sell anything, but go down there and bought some amps. Actually bought 3 from the same guy. And the best one, of course, was this Heathkit SB-220 clean. Not mint. I'd say on a 1 to 10, a 7 or an 8. You know, and that's hard to find with, you know, these being probably a 50-year-old amp. I guess from the 70s and 80s. So here's an original Heathkit SB-220. It's been slightly modded, but mostly factory. He put in a time delay for the tubes to warm up and a transformer there, and that runs negative bias, and it also runs and added another feature. If you look real close, you can see the front is not totally factory either. And what I'm talking about is that switch there that's not marked is an additional switch that somebody put in there, and at least they, you know, made it look original and, you know, doesn't look hacked up or anything. But what that switch goes to is this has an automatic sniffer relay, so you can turn the switch on, which would be that way, and this amp key itself, when it senses RF coming in like a CB amp, and you don't have to use a foot switch, and you can turn it off that way and just use it like a normal ham amp and use the foot switch. And this one has all the ham bands in it. Hasn't been, you know, modded or hacked or anything like that. Has fully 10 through 80 meters in it, and the tubes are already sold in it, so don't ask. These are very hard to find Amperex 3500Zs, and the guy had the box for them, and the tubes are sold. They're just in there to show the operation of this amp. And you know, only thing you can see is not factory is that extra power supply there for the key and relay and the bias, and you can see all the ham band stuff in there. I'm gonna try to zoom in because we live with about 3,000 volts, so I'm staying, you know, a foot away from this thing. And that first strap that I'm zooming in on right there is where it's tapped for the 10 meters, and if you can see, that's about 4 turns of coil, and that's all you need for 10 to 12 meters is that 4 turns of coil again. And this is factory, and all the rest of that stuff, at least that one down there, that's all the ham bands that are switched in by the band switch. If we can turn to the side, the band switch right there. Heathkit does have a tuned input. These are the input coils and circuit right there. That does have a tuned input on this. I like them, but I don't love them. That's the undersized transformer. And I said this before on another video if I did. Anybody with a brain can see that that is not a 2,000 watt transformer there. You know, it's a smaller one. You know, it uses a voltage doubler, so you can get more power in a smaller size using a voltage doubler. But voltage doublers are, you know, known to be weak circuits. You want a full wave, and you want a bigger transformer than that. That's basically a SSB size transformer where you can run a SSB, which is, you know, you don't have the carrier, and it's one sideband only instead of AM with the carrier and the sidebands in it. The filter caps have already been changed, and other than a few tweaks here and there, we didn't really have to do anything to this thing. So I guess that's enough talking. That's the cabinet if I didn't show it. It looks real nice when it's in the cabinet. That's one of the reasons I bought it, and he said it worked, and for the most part it did. We just done a couple tweaks on the thing. So anyway, we got the auto key or switch off. So we gotta show what the driver doing. Let's get this out the way. Yeah, and this is using this Mako 1 tube 75 today. I like this that little modulator to go into it. So we're dead keying not much. We're on average audio. We're putting about 50 average swing in there. That's the 2,000 watt scale. And we're gonna put it on peak. Reach over this thing very carefully. And audio. So we're doing about 200 peak, 50 average. Isn't that interesting? That Mako 75 is something else. And we just gonna turn the amp on using the auto keyer there, and just leave it on peak, and let's see what we get. So with very low dead key, we got about 50 dead key, and audio. Swinging about 1600 peak watts with that, 50 and then the 200 peak going into it. Plate current is staying nice and low. Your voltage isn't dropping a lot because we're doing low dead key high swing into this thing. Audio, and your grid current are all nice and low. And boy, you can imagine, look at that, low plate, low grid, but high swing. Audio, everything running the way it should. Heathkit SB-220, nice little dual 3500Z amp, but definitely not the best. I like the Drake L4B and the Henrys, and then I got a Yokogawa that's a beast. But nice dependable little Heathkit SB-220 if you don't hit them too hard. You hit them hard because they made them economy with the smaller transformer. The tune and load cap are adequate, but if you hit it hard, they're gonna arc. The transformer's gonna go. Just made to do a good kilowatt on AM, and you start going to 2 kilowatts or 2200 and all that, it'll do it for a while, but not for too long. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this full ham band, pretty clean Heathkit SB-220. I need to stay away from swaps. More coming. Bye.